So I have my Fleur De Lis done. Now I forged over the petals to form those. I wish I would have left these ones a little bit skinnier. I think a real Fleur De Lis is a little bit tighter in that bottom down there. But I like the way that it turned out. I've got bevels on here to kind of shove that material up and to give it some depth. So in a different light you can see some depth to it. And this top, I beveled it on both sides. I did some light file work just to clean that up. It was a little bit awkward. I didn't have that perfect and it was starting to move on me and I couldn't get it back because the bevel was too narrow. Now I wanted this to be a hot collar, but I could not do it hot because I was afraid these petals were going to move too much and I wasn't going to be able to get it squared up to strike it into place. It still turned out really good. The seam's pretty good. If it'll focus. It's not too bad. It's a fuzz big. I have a little bit of rattle in the petals, not too much. This is just decorative, so it's not going to matter. It's not structural by any means. I could have put a tack weld in, but I didn't want to cheat. But this is the second hot collar because the first one that's actually in the video of me making did not, it was too narrow. It's just a fuzz too narrow to fit on there. So I made another one. And I actually did all that work cold. So I put in the bevel cold, and then obviously I just chiseled in a line just to give it some distinction. But I have some holes in here, and those are for nails because this is going to sound a little strange, but the only point of this thing is to hold my brush. So this is going to sit on the edge of my anvil and keep my brush pinned against the anvil so it quits falling off onto the floor. I'm sure you hear clanking all the time. Hopefully I don't end up with a bunch of bloody knuckles from reaching over trying to grab this and getting hit by that. But it should keep my brush from falling off by the time I get it nailed down. But it was a good chance to try to make one of these. This is the first one I made. It was a fun project. It wasn't too terribly hard. It just took a little bit of time to make sure it all come out right. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this week's project. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next week.